Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Arkham Files, Season 3. I'm Dr. Henderson,
I'm Dr. Boose.
and today we will get into the case file of one Black Mask. Um, Last week we talked about Hush, and so I felt that it was kind of a nice continuation to go into another character who similarly keeps his face covered,
Oh yeah.
and it's like his whole identity.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I mean, what do you think about Black Mask? How
I
were you
mean,
introduced to him?
it's all introduced to him in Arkham City, or I guess technically Arkham Asylum through the bios. Another one is I saw him in the Arkham games type situations. Um, I never fully understood him. I just saw him as like he's just kind of like a kind of just like a Carmine Falcone, just a leader of like a gang, pretty much, and that was kind of it. Um, I don't know, and just Alan and Alan the Arkham games, it kind of portrays him as like a guy that's just like a complete doofus, not a doofus, but like a just guy that can't catch a break.
Yeah.
Um, like in Arkham City, he's like push him at the back the riot guards and they like electrocute him. And Origins, he's made out to be like the main bad guy, but he got quickly taken down easily by Joker. You
Yeah.
you know,
He was in Arkham Knight.
oh, he in Arkham? I remember him being in like
Yeah, he was in the it wasn't in the base game, he was in the Red Hood DLC.
oh, he was in the Red Hood DLC. Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
because
okay.
Red
I
Hood
played
killed
that
him.
since like launch. Okay, no
Red
wonder I can't remember. Okay, all right, all right. But I mean, that's all I really know about. I know he was in the Batman Under the Red Hood movie. He had a
he,
pretty big part in
he was
that.
in uh he's in a couple other things too. But that's you don't really know much about him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd say I knew more about Hush than Black Mask.
Gotcha. I'm similar, except I know a little bit more about Black Mask. Um, but this mainly from just watching stuff like Gotham and all that. Even though he technically wasn't in Gotham, but he was. It was like alluded to that it was about like he was around.
Yeah,
And there's an episode about the masks, and it like added some kind of like supernatural thing to it, which I think might actually be a thing. I can't remember, but yeah, we can go ahead and get on into that. Let's get into the case file of Black Mask. Black Mask, or Roman Sionis, is a supervillain appearing in comic books published by DC Comics. Created by Doug Minch and Tom Mandrake, the character debuted in Batman number 386 in August of 1985. He's commonly depicted as a brutal and ruthless crime lord in Gotham City who has a fixation with masks and derives sadistic pleasure from the act of torture. Black Mask is one of the most enduring enemies of the superhero Batman and belongs to the collective adversaries that make up his rogues gallery. The character has been substantially adapted from the comics into various forms of media, including the animated series The Batman, the animated film Batman Under the Red Hood, and the Batman Arkham video game series. Black Mask made his live-action debut in the 2014 series Gotham as Richard Sionis, portrayed by Todd Stashwick. This version of the character was later integrated into the comics in the 2016 relaunch of DC Rebirth as The Mask, depicted as the Black Mask's father. Black Mask also appears in the 2020 DCEU film Birds of Prey, portrayed by Ewan McGregor, and the second season of the Arrowverse series Batwoman, portrayed by Peter Outerbridge.
I completely forgot he was in the Birds of Prey movie.
Yeah.
I didn't like think about that.
All right. Origin story. Black Mask's origin story was established in his first appearance. Roma Sionis was born to a wealthy and self-absorbed parents who cared more about their social status than their own son. Moments after Roman's birth, the doctor carelessly dropped him on his head, and his parents covered up the entire incident so that their high society friends would not find out. Oh my God.
Oh wow.
That's unexpected. That was not. Okay. Years later, he was attacked by a rabid raccoon at the Sionis family country estate, and his parents forbade him to mention the incident to anyone. So this guy got dropped on his head and got rabies. Oh my
My God,
gosh.
who do you think has worse? Who was the? Who was that one guy we talked about? I can't remember his name. I don't even remember who it was, but they had like the worst luck. Riddler. Oh yeah, that's who it was. This guy got worse luck than Riddler. Sounds
True.
like.
True. Despite their dislike for fellow socialites Thomas and Martha Wayne, Roman's parents continued to associate with them to maintain their social standing and force Roman to befriend their son, Bruce. His parents' hypocrisy had a deep impact on Roman, and he grew to resent them and the masks, quote unquote, that they wore in public. After graduating from high school, Roman was given a high-ranking position in his father's company, Janus Cosmetics. There, he met and fell in love with working-class model Circe, or Circe. I think it's Circe. She was just announced a casting for her in the DCU yesterday. Um,
Hmm.
Circe. I don't. Circe. Um, I don't know how to pronounce that. It's gonna bother me now. Okay. Though his parents did not approve of the relationship and forced him to break it off, enraged, Roman burned down his family mansion, killing both of his parents and inheriting their fortune and business. Roman lacked his father's business acumen and eventually ruined Janus Cosmetics by funding a failed line of face paint and makeup. Desperate, Roman and the staff chemists create a product that was rushed to the market without proper testing, disfiguring several hundred women. Circe, now Roman's fiancée, then broke up with him in front of his entire staff.
Aw.
Bruce Wayne, now the head of Wayne Enterprises, offered to bail Janus Cosmetics out on the condition that Roman gave up control and allowed Wayne to appoint his own board of directors. Humiliated and furious, Roman broke into the cemetery where his parents were buried. Before he could unlock the Sionis crypt, a lightning bolt struck him, blasting the door open and hurling Roman headfirst into a nearby stone. Roman took the incident as an omen of his quote-unquote rebirth and entered the crypt, smashing his father's ebony casket with a stone and using its shattered pieces to carve an ebony mask, resembling a scowling face, starting a new life as the crime lord Black Mask. There you go.
Yeah, Black Mask. I don't know. Does he have it rougher than you, or me? I don't know. This guy probably has like the worst luck I've ever seen in my life. Like kills his parents for the love of his life, and then she breaks up with him in front of like his staff.
Yeah.
This dude sucks.
Yeah. Um, I agree. Okay. Criminal career. Within a month, Black Mask had assembled a group of dozens of criminals, leading to the creation of the Sionis crime family, better known as the False Face Society, using the Sionis crypt as their base of operations. Each member of the False Face Society wore a distinctive mask, and the gang's crime spree spread rapidly throughout Gotham, eventually attracting the attentions of the police and Bruce Wayne, now operating as the vigilante Batman. To settle old scores, Black Mask murdered three Wayne Foundation executives and kidnapped Circe, forcing her to don a mask laced with Janus Cosmetics' toxic makeup, sparing her life but permanently disfiguring her face. Black Mask then threatened Circe into rejoining him, giving her a quote mannequin mask, it's intentionally designed to mock her former life. Um, I think it's not the same Circe that got announced for Creature Commandos. This is a different one.
Yeah, sounds like a different person.
Because I think the Circe Creature Commandos is like a witch. And then I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, I don't think it's the same person.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
think.
Weird name though. I think it's Circe. Circe? I don't know. I don't know. It's gonna bother me.
I
That's all I
I,
said.
I had to say Cersei. That sounds about right.
Hang on a second. Hang on. How to pronounce Sir? Forgot to spell. There we go. Circe.
Oh, it's just Cers.
Yeah. It's
Huh.
Greek.
All right.
Yes, Circe. Okay. Well, anyway. Batman eventually managed to deduce Black Mask's identity and correctly predicted that Bruce Wayne would be Sionis' next target. To set a trap for Black Mask, Bruce held a masquerade ball at Wayne Manor, and Sionis infiltrated the ball and lured Bruce to the mansion's conservatory to kill him. Bruce disarmed Sionis, forcing the latter to retreat to his hideout with Robin, Jason Todd at the time, secretly following him. While Batman and Robin fought his underlings at the graveyard, Black Mask escaped with a false bottom installed in his father's coffin and headed to his family estate. Black Mask then entered his old bedroom and set fire to the old toys inside, intending to burn the mansion to the ground to symbolically kill his old identity as Sionis. Before Black Mask could escape, Batman flung a batarang-attached cable around the crime lord's knees, causing him to fall face first on the burning floor just as the bedroom's rafters began to collapse. The rafters pinned Black Mask's face into the pile of burning toys. Although Batman and Robin were able to tow him out of the fire, Sionis' mask had been burned onto his face. Black Mask was subsequently sent to Arkham Asylum, where he remained behind bars until the international terrorist Ra's al Ghul freed all of its inmates. Black Mask was not amongst the criminals who followed the Joker in searching for the one behind the breakout, and thus never took part in the, quote, war against Batman's allies and loved ones. As this tale was the last canonical one to take place on Earth 1, it could be assumed that Black Mask remained at large.
So
So yeah.
again, another L
I knew
taken
that his
with the
mask,
past.
yeah, I knew that his mask was soldered onto his face.
Yeah, I've oh, that's what I always figured, but I never like heard the confirmation of that actually being like what it was. So I just kind of like, okay, I guess he's just like maybe he just likes it. I don't know.
True. Following Crisis on Infinite Earths, Jeremiah Arkham frees all of Arkham Asylum's inmates, including Black Mask, to attack Batman during the events of The Last Arkham. Sionis then returns to crime after an unspecified breakout, evidently retaining most of his pre-crisis history. He soon begins the False Face Society anew, rising through the ranks of Gotham City's underworld while furthering his vendetta against Bruce Wayne. To stop the False Face Society, Batman poses as a new recruit to their ranks, christened Skullface by Black Mask himself. Black Mask later kidnaps Lucius Fox, who had a hand in Bruce Wayne's bailout of Janus Cosmetics. Although Batman is eventually able to save Fox, Black Mask manages to evade capture. Black Mask remains at large throughout the events of Nightfall and Zero Hour, and resurfaces shortly thereafter to kill rival mobster Dirty Dan Doyle in an ambush shootout. I'm
Hmm.
Dirty Dan. Okay.
Oh,
Um,
damn.
Black Mask is later approached by the Black Spider, who wishes to join the False Face Society. Black Mask demands the young man to, quote, make his bones first by crashing a masquerade ball being held at Wayne Manor. Batman later learns that the Black Spider is a double agent working for mobster Turk Ottoman and tracks him down to an abandoned theater where he prevents him from shooting Black Mask, who subsequently escapes during the chaos. Black Mask reappears as a crime lord in the Cult storyline, having given up his vendetta against Bruce Wayne. He controls a large portion of Gotham's criminal underworld until the city is destroyed by an earthquake in the No Man's Land story arc. Uh, Black Mask later becomes the leader of a cult whose trademark is ritual scarring, foregoing his mask and disfiguring his face to resemble a blackened human skull until Batman and the Huntress dissolve it by defeating and imprisoning Black Mask in Blackgate Penitentiary, though the crime lord escapes before the city is made part of the country again.
Yeah.
Catwoman Volume 3, Number 16, Black Mask begins a drug trafficking ring and decides to move his organization into Gotham's East End. Catwoman soon begins interfering with Black Mask's plans, stealing money from him and giving it to the poor. Black Mask retaliates by forcing Sylvia Sinclair to reveal Catwoman's secret identity to him. After destroying Catwoman's youth center, Black Mask kidnaps her sister and brother-in-law, the latter of whom he tortures to death with power tools, before forcing the former to eat pieces of her husband's corpse, including his eyeballs. Um,
So
okay.
nice.
Catwoman arrives to find her brother-in-law dead, her sister insane, and her friend Holly Robinson on the verge of being tortured. Enraged, Catwoman engages Black Mask at his penthouse, where the crime lord falls from the top of the building. Jeez.
Yeah, yeah, no.
Um,
Nice.
yeah. In Act 2 of War Games, the spoiler sets out hoping to get Batman get wait seeks out hoping to get Batman control of all of Gotham's crime lords. Black Mask murders Orpheus in slitting his throat and proceeds to torture the spoiler to obtain information about the rest of her plan. Black Mask then assumes Orpheus's identity using face putty and padding, fooling even Batman and Onyx. As Orpheus, he goes on a mission to kill any member or associate of the Batman family. As Black Mask returns to continue torturing the spoiler for entertainment, he finds that she has escaped and subsequently tracks her down. Although she escapes his clutches once again, the spoiler supposedly dies due to injuries inflicted on her and the willful negligence of Dr. Leslie Tompkins. Let's see. Black Mask later infiltrates Oracle's clock tower in an attempt to expose her to the mob, and Batman attacks him in a blind rage. Fearful that Black Mask will kill Batman, Oracle activates a self-destruct device in the tower to get Batman to save her. In the storyline Batman Under the Red Hood, Black Mask then becomes the overlord of Gotham's underworld, gathering enough financial resources to purchase an Amazo android and a large supply of kryptonite. Allied with reporter Arturo Rodriguez and later Mr. Freeze, Black Mask begins a campaign to discredit Batman, and while Rodriguez slams Batman in the press, Black Mask commits a series of murders disguised as the Dark Knight. The real Batman eventually exposes Rodriguez and captures Black Mask, but the crime lord kills the escorting officer transporting him to jail and escapes again. He's escaping so many times. Okay,
Uh, this guy cannot catch a break. He
no.
just cannot.
Later, a series of attacks by the Red Hood, revealed later as being Batman's presumed deceased protege, Jason Todd, causes Black Mask to lose power and money to this new rival. The assassin Deathstroke later approaches Black Mask, offering him a place within the society. Eager to strengthen his increasingly tenuous grip on the underworld, the crime lord accepts. However, the Red Hood is even able to elude the society's members. Eventually, he completely dismantles Black Mask's control of the city's organized crime. Black Mask then continues to threaten the most important people in Catwoman's life, prompting her to retaliate by shooting Black Mask's jaw with her gun, killing him. After the shooting, Selina Kyle passes the mantle of Catwoman to her friend Holly, who is soon arrested for Sionis' murder. During the Gotham Underground storyline, dozens of would-be crime bosses attempt to fill in the vacancy created by Black Mask's death. In Blackest Night, Black Mask is resurrected as a Black Lantern and attempts to show Catwoman why, quote, shooting him in the head was a bad idea. In an attempt to scare Catwoman, Black Mask goes after her sister once more. He demonstrates the ability to fly and reorganize the structures of buildings. Poison Ivy manages to stop Black Mask by trapping him inside a mutated pitcher plant. His digestive juices dissolving his body as fast as his ring could regenerate it. And that was
I
the
didn't know,
end of the
I didn't know it became a
brief.
Black Lantern at all.
Every character that died in DC became a Black Lantern.
Really?
Yeah, even Batman.
I knew Batman did.
It was the Blackest Night is such a good book. That's probably like my favorite DC crossover book.
I'm going to check it out. Yeah, I never read it, so
It's so
I'm
good.
trying to check
It's
it
so
out.
good. Okay, New 52. The New 52 reboot, launched in 2011, Roman Sionis is re-established as Black Mask, and his history with the False Face Society remains somewhat intact. This version of the character has split personality disorder, with Roman Sionis being one personality and Black Mask being the other, and the technology in his mask grants him the ability to control, quote, the weak-minded. Roman Sionis is first seen in Arkham Asylum's infirmary being treated by Dr. Jeremiah Arkham during the Night of the Owls. Sionis attempted a hunger strike to try to regain his mask. When the Talons attack the asylum, Dr. Arkham gives Sionis' mask back to telepathically influence the inmates into attacking the Talons and keep anyone from following Arkham to his safe room. Black Mask then attempts to use his abilities on Batman, but fails and is forced to escape the asylum. Black Mask later resurfaces to reassemble the False Face Society, coming into conflict with the Mad Hatter while doing so, who considers Black Mask an enemy due to their similar mind control abilities. Batman intervenes and puts an end to their battle, and Sionis is sent back to Arkham Asylum. During the Forever Evil storyline, Black Mask appears as a member of the secret society of supervillains when the crime syndicate arrive from their Earth. Black Mask and his False Face Society crash the Rogues' battle against Mr. Freeze and Clayface to claim the bounty on the Rogues. And that's the end of the New 52. As I was reading that, I had the thought, I was like, I wonder what people who have no idea what any of this stuff means think we're saying.
I
Because it's
know.
like, for people who don't know any of this stuff, it's like talking nonsense.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. No, well, I think people just accepted we've been speaking nonsense for a pretty good while now.
I guess that's fair. And finally, DC Rebirth. In the DC Rebirth reboot, Roman Sionis remains one of Gotham's most powerful crime lords. This version of the character dons a black metallic mask and is allied with the Penguin and the Great White Shark in an alliance known as the Blacks and Whites. That's okay. Together they
All
hire
right.
the the KG Beast to kill Batman. In the Watchmen sequel Doomsday Clock, Black Mask is among the villains that attend an underground meeting held by the Riddler to talk about the Superman theory. In Teen Titans Rebirth, Damian Wayne keeps Black Mask locked up in his secret prison after learning about his involvement in the destruction of the Arab restaurant Tarboushes. And that is the end of Rebirth and subsequently the end of the case file.
So he kind of just like gave up after that.
Yeah.
um, yeah, what a terrible name, by the way. Sorry, I was gonna be in my mind all night now.
What? What is? What?
The white great white
Oh,
shark.
the blacks
It's
and the whites.
the blacks and the whites. I mean, hey, stay together. I guess I don't know.
Who else was
Yeah.
on that team?
Um, I don't
Penguin
know
was
what.
also on that team.
What penguin? What?
Yeah.
That's strange.
I guess
All
he
right.
wears black and white. He's a penguin.
He kept them together. That's what happened.
Sure.
But, now this is out of nowhere. It is, but it, you just talking about like Mad Hatter's like mind control ability earlier. I was just thinking about like he can do that. Like I didn't even like think about him being able to do that. Even though
Mhm.
we talked about it on here. I mean, have we gone over Mad Hatter or no?
Yes.
We have. Okay, I figured. Even though we talked about it on here. Um, but what was funny, what like really reminded me of, oh yeah, he does have that mind control power, is the freaking Lego Batman game. The first one. I don't know
Yeah,
why it occurred in my head, but I think me and you need to start a petition of getting that game to PlayStation 5 and modern consoles.
agreed.
That's gonna be my job after
Well,
this.
it's on PS Plus
Well,
pre-order
it
for
is, but
classics.
I want it to be like 4K. Give me my trophies, and it's not because I mean I have it right now on PS3. I can play it right now. So I'm just unable to play it. It's just I want my trophies, and I want the game to like look really good. That's what I want,
Yeah.
but it won't do it for some reason. But
I want to see what Black Mask looks like in Batwoman real quick, because I never watched it up until he came up. So let me see. Oh, huh.
good design.
It's not. It's
Your
not.
reaction.
It's not. It's not terrible.
I mean, it sounds positive, but I mean, I don't know.
It ain't terrible. I actually don't hate it. Here, you can look it up on your own. I'm not going to share my screen. I feel like it.
Yeah, I'll yeah, let me go right now.
Black Mask from Batwoman. It's not terrible.
Hold on, there, I spelled woman wrong. There, that ain't bad. It's
Um,
I mean, would you say it's better than the Birds of Prey design?
um, oof, let me look that back up again. I know what it looks like vaguely with the red suit. I think the mask in Birds of Prey is better.
The mask just seems like overly big in that.
Actually, never mind. The mask in Birds of Prey is not good.
That's not. I
It's
couldn't
bad.
remember. I can't remember anything from
But
that movie.
Ewan McGregor, so W.
It just sucks. It felt like I mean,
The
his
only good
experience
part of the
that
movie.
was a waste.
Well, you forget that Victor Zsasz is also in that movie, and it's not
Is
good.
he?
Yeah, he's the second villain.
I don't remember anything from it. I never finished it, so I don't
Yes, you're
remember.
reviewing it. Okay. Um, but yes, that is the end of the case file. There you go. I guess we go and get ready to get out of here.
All right.
So thank you all so much for joining us for this episode of the Arkham Files. If you haven't already, check out last week's episode where we talked about Hush, and tune in for next week's episode where we're going to go over Dr. Kirk Langstrom, aka Man Bat. Yeah. And with that being said, we're going, and we will catch you in the next one. Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen.
Take care.